Prana, Qi, Mana, secret fire. Are these merely different names for distinct energies, born from separate corners of the ancient world? Or are they perhaps echoes, whispers across time, pointing to the same fundamental life force pulsating within you, and within the very fabric of the universe right now? In this journey together, we will seek to unravel this profound mystery, revealing the golden thread that connects these timeless wisdoms about energy. We'll explore how understanding this underlying unity might unlock a deeper awareness of your own inner power and your innate connection to everything that exists. Have you ever felt it? That subtle current of vitality, that sense of something more animating your body, quickening your mind? Let's explore that feeling. Deep within the human spirit, there resides a fundamental yearning. It's a quiet thirst, not just for survival, but for vitality. A longing for a sense of meaning that resonates beyond the everyday tasks. A search for purpose, for genuine inner peace, for a connection that feels both intimate and vast. Haven't you felt this pull towards something more? Often, this feeling manifests as an intuition, a subtle knowing that there is an animating principle at play, a current of energy or force that flows beneath the surface of the purely physical world. We sense it in moments of profound inspiration, in the quiet strength that carries us through challenges, in the simple, undeniable miracle of being alive. Yet as we explore this inner landscape or turn to the wisdom of ancient traditions, we encounter a curious phenomenon, a multitude of names for this vital force. Prana in India, Qi or Qi in China, Mana in Polynesian cultures, the secret fire spoken of by alchemists. The list goes on. This very richness, this beautiful diversity of language, can sometimes become a source of confusion. It can feel overwhelming, perhaps even creating invisible walls between traditions. Do we need to choose one? Are these energies fundamentally different, exclusive pathways? This confusion can obscure the very connection we seek, leaving us feeling fragmented or unsure of where to place our attention. Consider this. Think of a profound human emotion like love or joy. Every language on earth has words for these experiences. The words themselves sound vastly different. Amor, Liebe, agape, I. Yet, does the difference in the word change the core feeling itself? The universal human experience of love remains, regardless of the label we assign it. Could it be the same with this vital energy? Interestingly, even modern inquiry, cloaked in the language of science, seems to circle this ancient mystery. Concepts like bioelectricity, the intricate signaling within our nervous system, or even more speculative ideas about subtle energy fields that organize life. These explorations, though using a different vocabulary, echo the age-old quest to understand the animating spark. They hint perhaps at different facets of the same underlying reality, a reality woven into the very fabric of consciousness itself. So our purpose here is not to declare one name, one system as the ultimate truth. Instead, we embark on this exploration with respect and curiosity. We seek to listen closely to these diverse languages of energy, not to prove one superior, but to discern the common themes, the shared principles, the universal grammar of vitality that resonates beneath them all. Let us look beyond the words to the essence they attempt to capture. Let us begin our exploration in ancient India, where the sages and yogis perceived a fundamental energy animating all of existence. They called it Prana. At its simplest, Prana is life itself, the vital force, the cosmic current that breathes existence into form. And its most immediate tangible connection to us is through the very air we inhale, through the rhythm of our breath. Indeed, the word itself whispers this connection. Prana meaning the essential life force, and ayama referring to its expansion, regulation, or control. The yogic traditions mapped how this prana moves within us through an intricate network of subtle channels they named nadis. Imagine them not as physical veins, but as luminous rivers, or an incredibly fine wiring system, distributing this vital energy throughout your entire being, reaching every cell, every aspect of your consciousness. While texts speak of tens of thousands of these channels, the core idea is this: you are permeated by a dynamic web of life force. And where these energy rivers converge, where the currents meet and swirl, we find the chakras. Picture these as powerful energy centers, like transformers or processing hubs along the great river system of the Nadis. Each chakra is traditionally associated with different facets of our human experience, from the primal instincts of survival and security at the base of the spine, through the currents of emotion and personal power, up to the expansive realms of love, expression, intuition, and connection to the universal consciousness. They represent key junctions where energy is received, assimilated, and expressed, influencing our psychological and spiritual landscape. For many, the awakening and balancing of these centers is a core aspect of spiritual growth and awakening. How then did these ancient practitioners learn to consciously interact with prana? Primarily through the sophisticated science of breathwork known as pranayama. This is far more than just deep breathing. It's a collection of precise techniques designed to consciously absorb prana from the atmosphere and the cosmos, to cultivate it within, to purify the channels, and to direct its flow with intention. Think about your own experience. Notice the immediate shift in your state when you consciously take a few slow, deep breaths. Perhaps a sense of calm descends, or a gentle wave of energy arises. Contrast this with the feeling of depletion or anxiety that often accompanies shallow, rapid breathing. This intuitive experience offers a glimpse into the profound power pranayama seeks to harness, linking breath directly to our state of mind, our vitality, and our capacity for mindful presence and meditation. The flow of prana, therefore, was seen as intrinsically linked to health, clarity, and overall well-being. When prana flows freely through the nadis, unimpeded, we experience vitality, mental sharpness, and emotional balance. When the flow becomes blocked or stagnant, perhaps due to stress, trauma, or neglect, it was understood to lead eventually to dis-ease, whether physical, emotional, or mental. Imagine this pranic energy, then, as a vast, life-giving river flowing within you, continuously fed and replenished by the simple act of breathing. It's a beautiful, profound map of our inner vitality. But what if this river has been charted by others, using different landmarks, different names? What if another ancient culture, looking east, observed similar currents of life, perhaps focusing on different aspects of their flow and function? What did the sages of ancient China perceive in their own deep observations of life's essential energy? How does this Indian concept of breathing energy and navigating these inner rivers compare to other ancient visions? Are there other ways human beings have learned to perceive, cultivate, and work with this fundamental force that animates us all? Journeying now to the ancient landscapes of China, we encounter another profound understanding of life's essential energy, known as qi or qi. In the Taoist view and within traditional Chinese medicine, qi is the fundamental vital substance, the breath of life that flows through absolutely everything: the rocks, the rivers, the heavens, and most certainly, within you. It's conceived as a dynamic force, constantly manifesting in a dance between the unseen and the seen, the active and the receptive, the eternal interplay of yin and yang. The core principle here is not just the presence of qi, but its harmonious flow and delicate balance. How did the ancient Chinese sages map this flow within the human body? They described intricate pathways called meridians. Think of these not just as random rivers like the Nadis, perhaps, but more like carefully defined riverbeds or vast irrigation channels, specifically designed to nourish the landscape of the body and its organ systems. The qi flows through these meridians, connecting the surface to the depths, linking different parts of the body into an integrated whole. And along these pathways, they identified crucial centers or fields where qi tends to gather, where it can be cultivated, stored, and transformed. These are the Dan Tiens, often translated as elixir fields. Imagine them as reservoirs or even alchemical cauldrons within your being, typically focusing on three main centers: the lower Dan Tian in the abdomen, considered the root of vitality and power; the middle Dan Tian in the chest, associated with emotions and breath; and the upper Dan Tian in the head, linked to spirit and consciousness. While they share similarities with the chakras, the emphasis can differ, particularly the focus on the lower Dan Tian as the fundamental battery or furnace of our vital energy. The practices developed to work consciously with Qi are deeply rooted in harmonizing body, breath, and mind. Qigong, meaning energy work, and Tai Chi, the graceful moving meditation, are prime examples. Through gentle movements, specific breathing patterns, and focused intention, these practices aim to clear blockages in the meridians, encourage the smooth circulation of Qi, strengthen its quality, and restore balance between yin and yang. Have you ever practiced Tai Chi and felt that unique combination of deep grounding and effortless flow? Or considered the logic behind acupuncture, the insertion of fine needles at specific points along the meridians precisely to influence and restore the healthy flow of Qi? These offer tangible glimpses into this system's approach. In this view, health is synonymous with the free, harmonious flow and balance of Qi. When Qi is abundant and circulating properly, we experience vitality, resilience, and emotional equilibrium, a state of inner harmony reflected in outer well-being, a core goal of self-development. Conversely, if the Qi becomes stagnant, deficient, or imbalanced, perhaps due to stress, poor diet, or emotional turmoil, it's believed to create disharmony, eventually manifesting as illness or disease. The Tao Te Ching, a cornerstone of Taoist wisdom, often speaks of the power of water. It flows effortlessly, yielding yet conquering, finding its way around any obstacle without struggle. This reflects the ideal state of Qi, flowing smoothly, adapting, nourishing. As the ancient text might imply, perhaps true strength lies not in rigidity, but in cultivating this effortless, life-sustaining flow within. We've seen breath as a key gateway in India and harmonious flow as central in China. What if we now turn our gaze towards cultures where this vital force is perceived less as an internal river system and more as an inherent power, a potency dwelling within nature itself and within us? Nadis and Meridians, Chakras, and Dan Tiens. Are these simply different maps, drawn by different hands, yet ultimately pointing towards the same fundamental territory of our energetic being? What other faces might this universal energy reveal when viewed through yet another cultural lens? Now, let our perspective shift again, traveling towards the islands of Polynesia and listening to the wisdom carried by many indigenous cultures worldwide. Here, the concept of vital energy often takes the form of mana. Mana is less about intricate internal channels and more about inherent spiritual power, effectiveness, a potent life force that can reside not only within people, but also within places, objects, even spoken words. It's the palpable presence you might feel in an ancient forest, the resonant authority in a leader's voice, the special quality imbued in a sacred artifact. Think of mana less like a river flowing through specific beds and more like a spiritual charge, a field of influence, or the distinct vibration that makes a place feel sacred or powerful. It speaks to a deep connection with the spirit inherent in nature, the ancestors, and the cosmos itself, a power that can be cultivated, respected, sometimes lost, and recognized through its effects in the world. Have you ever walked into a room or a natural setting and felt an immediate, undeniable shift in the atmosphere? Or encountered someone whose sheer presence felt unusually potent or charismatic? Perhaps you were sensing an expression of mana. Turning towards the Western esoteric traditions, particularly alchemy and Hermeticism, we find echoes of this vital force described as the secret fire, or sometimes Azoth. This isn't just life energy. It's often depicted as the divine spark within matter and consciousness, the universal agent of transformation, the essential catalyst required for transmutation, both in the alchemist's laboratory and, more importantly, within the alchemist's own soul. Imagine it as the inextinguishable pilot light of the spirit, the subtle fire that drives evolution and growth, the universal solvent capable of dissolving old, rigid structures and allowing new, more refined forms to emerge. This secret fire is intrinsically linked to the process of inner alchemy, the journey of refining the self, awakening latent potential, and achieving spiritual integration and growth. It's the hidden energy that fuels the quest for gnosis, for direct knowing, for the realization of our connection to the divine source. Do you recognize within yourself that quiet but persistent inner drive to grow, to change, to overcome limitations, to become more than you currently are? That stirring is perhaps the secret fire at work within you, urging you towards your own becoming. Interestingly, this persistent idea of a vital, subtle energy even surfaced in more scientific contexts. In the 19th century, figures like Baron von Reichenbach investigated what he termed the odic force, attempting to scientifically validate a life energy he believed emanated from magnets, crystals, and living organisms. While his specific theories aren't widely accepted today, his work stands as a fascinating example of how this intuition about a fundamental life force keeps reappearing, prompting investigation across different eras and disciplines, echoing the core insights of metaphysics and ancient wisdom. So, when you feel that palpable energy of a particular place, or that inner impulse pushing you towards transformation and deeper self-knowledge, could it be that you are touching upon these very energies, known across cultures as mana or the secret fire, even without consciously using those ancient names? So, having journeyed through these diverse inner landscapes, from the flowing rivers of prana and chi to the potent presence of mana and the transformative secret fire, what emerges? Is it simply a collection of fascinating but separate cultural beliefs about energy? Or, if we listen closely, can we begin to discern something else? A deeper resonance? A convergence? Beneath the surface of different names, different metaphors, and different maps, golden threads begin to appear, weaving a pattern of universal understanding. Let's trace these threads together. First, and most fundamentally, all these traditions, in their unique languages, acknowledge the existence of a subtle, non-physical energy that is essential to life, consciousness, and the very fabric of reality. It's recognized as the animating spark, the vital breath. Second, across these varied cultures, the mind, our intention, our focused awareness, our conscious attention, is consistently seen as playing a crucial role. It's the conductor of this subtle orchestra, the lens that can gather and direct this energy, influencing its flow and its effects. The power of mindful presence isn't a modern invention. It's an ancient key. Third, the breath frequently emerges as a primary gateway, a tangible link between the physical and the energetic. Breathing consciously is often presented not just as a biological necessity, but as a direct means of accessing, absorbing, and modulating this vital force, particularly in the frameworks of prana and chi. Fourth, the vital importance of flow and the problems caused by blockages or stagnation are recurring themes. Whether conceived as obstructions in nadis or meridians, or as a dimming of mana or the secret fire, the principle remains. Free-flowing energy equates to health, vitality, and alignment, while stagnation leads to imbalance and dis-ease. And finally, fifth, each path, in its own way, offers profound wisdom and dedicated practices, be it specific forms of meditation, conscious movement like Qigong, sacred rituals, ethical ways of living, or focused inner work, designed for consciously cultivating, harmonizing, strengthening, or increasing this vital energy for well-being, insight, and spiritual growth. And herein lies a profound sense of liberation, doesn't it? The names, Prana, Qi, Mana, secret fire, and the intricate maps drawn by these ancient wisdom traditions, the Nadis, the Meridians, the Chakras, the Dan Tiens, they are invaluable cultural treasures. They are brilliant, insightful attempts to chart the subtle territories of our inner world. But they remain the maps, not the territory itself. The direct experience of vitality, of presence, of that animating spark within you, that is universal. That feeling is the territory itself. This understanding frees us from needing to see these systems as competing or contradictory. We don't have to choose one map and discard the others. Instead, we can appreciate the unique perspective each offers, recognizing that they may simply be describing different facets of the same underlying reality. It's rather like gazing upon a single magnificent mountain from different surrounding valleys. Each viewpoint offers a unique and valid perspective. The features emphasized, the paths seen, the overall impression, they might differ significantly. Yet the mountain itself remains one. The goal isn't to argue which valley has the only correct view, but to appreciate how each perspective adds to our understanding of the mountain's totality. Understanding these diverse maps of energy is indeed powerful. It expands our perspective and reveals the profound unity underlying ancient wisdom. But understanding alone often remains conceptual. True transformation tends to arise when understanding meets direct experience, when we move from intellectually grasping an idea to actually feeling its resonance within our own being. So, how can we begin to bridge that gap? How can we start to cultivate a more tangible sense of this universal energy flowing within us, right here, right now, regardless of what name we choose to give it? Let's try a very simple universal practice. There's no need for complex techniques or specific postures, just an invitation to gentle awareness. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or standing. Allow your eyes to close gently or soften your gaze towards the floor. First, simply bring your attention to your breath. Don't try to change it or control it in any way. Just notice the natural rhythm of your inhalation and exhalation. Feel the sensation of air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then gently releasing. Just rest your awareness here for a few moments. Now gently bring your awareness to your hands. Perhaps rub them together briskly for a few seconds, just to awaken the sensation. Then, slowly bring them apart, holding them facing each other, maybe 6 to 12 inches apart. Relax your shoulders, and just notice. Notice any subtle sensation that might arise in the space between your palms, or in the palms themselves. Is there a warmth? A coolness? A subtle tingling? A feeling of pressure, or perhaps a gentle magnetic pull? There's no right or wrong sensation to feel. Don't strain or search for something dramatic. Simply be open and receptive to whatever you perceive, however subtle it may be. This gentle noticing, this quiet attention, this is your own direct perception of the energy field of your hands. You might call it prana, you might call it qi, you might simply call it sensation. The name matters less than the awareness itself. Alternatively, you could gently scan your awareness through your whole body, from your feet up to the crown of your head, simply noticing areas that feel warm or cool, tense or relaxed, vibrant, or perhaps a little dull. Just observing the inner landscape of sensation without judgment. This simple act of bringing focused, gentle attention to the subtle sensations within and around your body is a fundamental first step shared across countless contemplative and energetic traditions. It is the beginning of consciously connecting with your own vital river, your own inherent life force. And in this connection, even briefly, lies the potential for greater presence, deeper self-awareness, and a more grounded sense of inner knowing. So we have journeyed together through diverse lands and ancient wisdoms. We've seen that prana, chi, mana, the secret fire, while distinct in their cultural expression, can perhaps be understood as different instruments within a vast cosmic orchestra. Each plays its unique part, contributing its specific tone and texture, yet all are united in playing the single magnificent symphony of life itself. The energy is fundamentally one. The ways it manifests and the languages we use to describe it are wonderfully many. As the poet Rumi once suggested, the lamps are different, but the light is the same. Perhaps the most profound truth lies not in choosing one lamp, but in recognizing the single light that shines through them all. As you move forward from this exploration, carry this simple question with you, gently, into your day. Where do you notice this vital energy, most clearly manifesting in your own life? Is it in the warmth of the sun, the rhythm of your breath, the connection with a loved one, the spark of creativity, or the quiet stillness within? Simply notice. If this journey has offered you some clarity, a moment of insight, or perhaps just a gentle inspiration, we invite you to acknowledge that by liking this video. Consider subscribing to Mystic Sages and activating the notification bell so you don't miss our future explorations into the deeper mysteries of consciousness and existence. And we would genuinely love to hear from your experience. Please share in the comments below. Which name for this vital energy, prana, chi, mana, secret fire, or perhaps another entirely, resonated most deeply with you during our exploration today? Your reflections enrich this shared journey.